LeBron James.
Hey, I think you just use the motivation of a lot of people just saying that they're going to have a down year because of, obviously JT being out, them losing Drew, leaves, Porzingis leaves, their whole championship team pretty much is kind of revamped. And he uses that as motivation to keep them afloat. They're playing great basketball, and it's because of him and the rest of those guys. He's taking that next step. Our relationship has been, pretty respectful. Besides the shit he said about Bronny and Summer League, but other than that,
You guys were able to
yeah,
get
but other than that, we've been all right.
we
LeBron James was asked, was JT involved in the GOAT conversation? And that was LeBron's response. Yo, what up, Jerko Bowden? Jericho Bowden, my bad. We appreciate you. I thank you for that comment. Yes, sir. So, man, let us know what you think, man. Are we on point on some of these topics or not? You just hop in there, man. But we appreciate you for joining us, though. Um, let's see. So yeah. So again, LeBron was asked a question about Jake, about Jalen Brown. Is he in the right, space? Is he on the trajectory of being one of those who is going to be MVP candidate? And he kind of gave his 2 cents. But we know before JB has something to say about Bronny and him being in the league. And so I guess I'll start, because basketball is near and dear to my heart. I mean, I know you like basketball too, cuz but I still watch some of the games. And yeah, JB is balling, to start off there. He's putting in work. They don't have Tatum right now. They lost Drew Holiday, and then as Bron said, Porzingis is gone. And so they like have really and Al Horford is gone. So, they have a totally different squad. The squad is different, and so, Jalen Brown has stepped up to be like that dude, and people talked about it last year, or wait, the year before last, rather, when they won a championship, like who was the number one option. And some people you ask, you say 1A, 1B, meaning that, it could be either or. Some people said Jalen Brown is the man. Some people said Jason Tatum is the man. But I don't know. In my opinion, uh, I think Jalen Brown more well rounded than Jason Tatum. And Jason Tatum, he shoots a lot of threes. Like he three happy. If he's not hitting, then it's all bad. But Jalen Brown can go to the rack. But anyway, uh, about this story and about the comment, what I really wanted to address is that you have the comment that LeBron made. He said, "Yeah, he's that dude." But the only problem we have is that comment that he made about Bronny. In the summer league, and I'm a Laker fan uh, back from the '80s. you know and I'll take two perspective on this particular conversation. The first one is that nepotism is a thing. We know that. We hear about, the son getting hired by his dad into a company, or a cousin, or whoever getting hired into a company. And that stuff happens. And guess what? Like, honestly, if I could hire my son and into a space where he could be successful at, and I know he's like not like a knucklehead, and he'll learn and pick up stuff, then I probably would. The problem that I have though with LeBron is that uh, your son is in the NBA. You are arguably one of the greatest players of all time. You are the guy who broke the singles the basically the career scoring record, and you have other records that you have broken and that you probably will break, before you retire. And so, with that being said, if your son is in the league, you have to expect he gets criticism, not just from the people that are in like the position I'm in, but he's also going to get criticism from the people who he plays against. Like, guess what? Like, man, like, come on now, be honest, LeBron. You played basketball all your life, well, a large percent of your life. And how is it that you don't remember those times when you were on the basketball court and the opponent was talking shit to you? Are you weak? You can't do this. You can't do that. Hey, talking major stuff. Like, I'm gonna lock you up. Like, that's expected. And so, what makes you think that your son won't face any criticism, especially being who you are and being in a position because there were people that were better than him, I think, in the draft. I mean, the draft was terrible, but I mean, there were people who were probably I'll say this, not better than him. There are people who were more polished than he was at the time. And actually back in the day when people used to get players out of college, they used to get the more seasoned players. But there was a shift a while ago where you want the one and done guy or the 2 year guy at minimum, because you have more time to shape and develop that player. And so you saw that shift. But if your son is in the league of professionals, then he gets treated like a professional. And not taking away this from you that it's your son. I get that, like, but did he say anything uh personal to your son? Did he say he was a POS, or did he say he wasn't ish, or did he say anything like that was negatively about him being a individual, or did he give critique to his game? Because those are two different things. Now, if he's talking about his game, that's one thing. But if he's talking about him individually as a person, then that's another thing. Like, as a father, I would be pissed off. Yeah, I would want to step up and come to his defense. And I know, I think I forgot who it was that said this, but you put him in that situation because just be honest here. I know we got LeBron fans out there, you know, um, but be honest. If he wasn't LeBron James, would his son be on the team? We just got to be honest about that. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say. The same way that you prepare him to be in the NBA skill wise is the same way that you need to prepare him for criticism that he could potentially receive. So you have to prepare him mentally as well. Because guess what? Like, there's extra things when it comes to being in the NBA. You got to talk to the media, and because he's your son, guess what? He's gonna get more media attention. You know, there's different schemes and stuff like that as a player that you have to learn. So there's a mental aspect to the game as well. And not saying Bronny is dumb or anything like that, but like, there's something that you got to prepare him for. He's gonna face some criticism. When he doesn't have a good game, he's people are going to talk about him. And I know this is in the past, but I still wanted to address it because of that comment he made. Um, but that's what is expected. And again, and if he didn't if he didn't attack him as a person and as an individual, I don't think there should have been any issue. That's a learning experience. That's something a learning opportunity for your son. Hey son, like, how you feel about what's being said? Hey son, this is how, like, how people see me, but there's still people that don't like me. There's still people that have, when I have a bad game, people still talk about me. So this is what's to be expected. And I don't know if he had a conversation with him or not, but that's the type of conversation you get to have, not attacking somebody, not going after Stephen A. Smith on the court because he's doing his job. Like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. Stephen A. Smith didn't attack him as an individual either, but you chose to take it personally. Like, he's a basketball player in the National Basketball Association. He's the son of LeBron James, one of the arguably the top 5 greatest players of all time. And if he's not putting up 30 points a night, 20 points a night, if he's not showing signs of that, then he's gonna face criticism. Come on, man, be realistic. But anyway, shout out to Kobe, the real GOAT. No, I'm just playing, man. But yeah, shout out to Kobe though. That's my guy. But yeah, man, that's all I have to say about that. Cause I'll see you on the go. You want me to keep talking? He muted. Let me say. You say?
Yeah, give me a second.
We'll give him a second then. Yeah, so Jericho, what you think about that, man? What you think about Bronny? What you think about Bronny, man? And LeBron's comment. I think that like I said, I mean, he has an opportunity, to be great. He does. Like, he's still young. And that's why the NBA, that's why they're targeting younger players because they have more time for growth. Um, but yeah, he's still going to have to be trained, media trained, you know, dealing with other players. I mean, bro, I have players talk so much mess to me when I was playing basketball. Guess what? Like, sometimes I chose not to say something. I just showed them, like, watch, like, just watch and see what happened. And that's where it needs to be at, man. Like, hey, these type of things happen, son. You need to deal with it. Or can you deal with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you deal with somebody talking mess to you? I'm sure and I know Bronny is a gamer. I'm sure when he's playing video games, like, people are talking mess. Man, bro, I've played Black Ops many a time. Man, I've been called so many names. I've been playing 2K. I'm online with my mic, and guess what? I miss a shot. You trash. You need to delete your build. Their build is trash. Like, you don't have no IQ. Like, this one dude last night, he said he was trolling. I was playing last night, and he was like, "You don't have no IQ." He's like, "All from Mississippi." I don't know how that came out, but and I was like, "Where you play at?" And he's like, "I'll play at me." Oh, that's how it came out. He was like, "Oh yeah, I play. I play in Mississippi." I was like, "Bro, I played in high school and college. Now what?" I'm not saying I'm better than you, but I got some type of IQ. Man, anyway, man, yeah. So I know just by playing video, I know he could handle that. I mean, and I get it. His dad is just being his dad. He's coming to his defense, and but you have to let him learn through those type of situations. And that's all I have to say about that because I think Cousin is ready to talk.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just, nepotism. I don't know if it's just, a dad, trying to protect his son, but a dad trying to protect his son, he's going about it in the wrong way. You're setting up your son to fail at so many different levels. Yeah, professionally, you guys got it handled and locked down, as long as you're here. But, what happens if when you leave, or if and when you leave, his development and how he handles situations is always going to fall back, on, whether or not his dad is going to be, available or around to, pull him out of certain situations. And that doesn't give you the ability to be a full, well-rounded individual because you're going to always rely on, someone to save you or pull you out of harm's way. You know, I can remember when, growing up as a young adult, fresh out, moved out, just got my own apartment, and you kind of go through some things, and you're struggling, you need money, you don't have money, you're in some certain situations, and all of a sudden, your mom or, your dad, shoot you that money that you needed. And it's like, man, it's like weight lifted off your shoulder, but you didn't get yourself out of the situation. Your parents got you out of that situation. So you really didn't learn anything in that situation other than, somebody's gonna eventually, pull me out of this hole I'm in. I just gotta wait. I just gotta be patient, Not, oh, I gotta figure out how to be resourceful. Not, oh, I got to be a better steward with my money or, any of those things. It's like, yeah, I got to just wait for someone to save me. And that's just what his son is doing. It's like, yeah, dad got me. And I'm pretty sure he's not thinking in that way, but just, how things are panning out for him. That's just the way that, I see it happening, you know. So it's like you got pulled up, you got pulled in, you got drafted, not because of your talent, because of who your dad is, you got put on the team, you got brought off the bench, you got, minutes, not because of your talent, it's because of who your dad is. It's just kind of like go over there in the corner and don't move. Just stay right there. Or, go over here and do this and don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it's an unfortunate thing that we have to be subjected to this because it's not something that I think is on a level of fairness, you know. And it's one of those things to where you have to watch and kind of be like, you know, I know I wouldn't be able to get my son in, so why is he able to get his son in? And it's like people call it, oh, he's a hater, he's this, he's that. I'm happy you were able to get a job, you know, on the same organization that your dad work at, but not, to where this is the highest form and level of competition where people that work hard and put in the time and the effort to get to that level, but it's just about who you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And I always thought that back in the day coming up playing sports. It's like, man, I'm better than that dude. I'm better than that dude. I'm better than all these dudes. But it's like no one knows it. No one sees you. You don't get the opportunity. So everything happens for a reason. I got over it a long, long, long time ago. And as we see this playing out as it does, it's just gonna continue to be as we've already seen it. It's a show. So hopefully one day he'll be able to, learn something from this eventually as you look back, because you're not learning much of anything right now, other than my dad's gonna always speak up and say something for me. He shouldn't be saying anything. He should be letting Bronny speak for himself, and kind of backing him up, giving him the game behind closed doors. I don't have to be out there grandstanding and cheerleading for you because you're your own man. But if I don't teach you how to be your own man, then you never really will be. And I'm pretty sure they'll have a falling out behind that later because he'll realize that as he gets older, like, yeah, you really didn't let me, you know, become my own man because I was following, LeBron James, the basketball player, not LeBron James, the father. I was following the basketball player, which is two different things. So that's my spiel. No, no, no hate, for any one of those guys. I wish them all the best and all the luck because people will try to argue you down behind that. I mean, I don't care either way it goes. As you said before, I'm not the basketball player watcher. My season's over. I gotta wait till August to watch what I like to watch. That's more of my speed. But yeah, I'm happy to see more of the young guys take over the NBA. It's needed. It's time to get these older guys out of here, the LeBrons, the KDs. Even though they can still play at a high level, it's time to give these younger guys an opportunity to, create and make a name for themselves. Because I was talking to somebody behind that, the producer right there.
I'm sorry, what you said?
I was like, because I'm talking to somebody behind, I was like, is that the producer talking to you right there?
No, I'm him.
Talking like this, y'all need to pick it
No,
up.
no, I'm him. I'm him. I'm all of the you know, wear those hats too.
Right.
So yeah, so I think that he's putting himself in a line of well, putting his son in the line of fire. It's like, you know, it's if you're in the military, you're in the army, you're not gonna be like, hey son, like, hey, come up here and fight the war and fight this war, because I mean, you're gonna take some hits or potentially take some hits, and that's what it is. Like you don't perform the way you're expected to perform based on who you are and based on you being put in that position, then you're gonna face some of those some of that backlash. So it is what it is, you know what I mean? All
Yeah.
right. Yes.
All those guys kept their sons out of the military. So no, they wouldn't do that at